Alright guys, welcome to the update thoughts and impressions for August of 2018. I want to start off by saying Twitch chat, say hello to YouTube, be kind to them as always. We love them very much. And YouTube viewers, those of you that are watching, feel free to leave a comment below saying you love us on Twitch. Okay, let's connect the communities and have a lot of love. I'm not actually kidding, please just be nice. Okay, but anyways, you can also add some more discussions as to what I'm going to talk about in this video. Anyways, let's get started on what my thoughts and impressions on this. Tons of you probably are curious. Maybe you're not so happy with the changes. Maybe you are happy with the changes. I'm going to give my thoughts on it. Generally quite positive. I'm sure that's not a surprise to many people. Arena updates. Great Summoner was added. We already know about this from the Fed channel, but now we actually have details on it, and that's a big deal. Especially since I didn't really know whether it was going to be limited to a certain amount of people, whether there wasn't going to be rewards or, you know, something like that. So let's move down. We actually know exactly what this means. So tier 20 is now going to have a tier 21 available to it, which will be 3,500 feathers, 5 orbs. And it's going to be 30% of whoever's in tier 21 will stay. Now, the interesting thing here is I'll do a little bit of the simple mathematics if I can recall off my memory because I did this earlier. Tier 20 has about 20,000 people in it. 20% of that is about 4,000 people. So on the first week that this happens on August 20th, it means that about 4,000 people will enter tier 21. And then after that, week after, only 30% of those people stay in tier 21. So that means it's about 1,200 people which will stay out of the current tier 20 people. But we have a very significant change that follows this. Not only do you get that extra orb, extra rewards, but you do get a cute crown on FEH, and that's what counts, right? Okay, no, of course what I actually meant is that using a bonus hero, right here as you can see, if you defeat enemies in the arenas with a bonus unit, which obviously we know Anna, Alphonse, Sharena, and Fjorm are always free bonus units, they come for you. Alphonse, Anna, Sharena, and Fjorm, they are available for free, okay? And of course, any new units that come out, they're always going to be on a bonus unit generally, with some re-rotations happening once in a while. You have something like Leaf, who's been on a rotation twice. Sometimes you get the Grand Hero Battle units. Last year we had like the free units show up on a rotation. So you can work on some units, but it's quite inconsistent. I don't feel like those are the true things to work on. They generally score a little bit higher than the Asker Trio. If you want to really prepare yourself here, you're going to want to work on your Asker Trio to prepare themselves for getting as many kills as possible. Because out of 5 matches, 3 points per kill, it's up to an additional 60 score on your arena points. That's going to make or break whether you stay in tier 20 or tier 21 coming up, okay? I'm going to show you at the end of the video what I've done to prepare for it, maybe give you some quick tips on what you can also do depending on your unit selection. I'm doing this both on my main and my free-to-play account. We're going to stay tier 21 on both, and I feel I have the resources needed to make it happen. My free-to-play account is about like 8 months old now. So it's done a lot of prep for top 1K and tier 20. It's stayed in there consistently months now, and the main has obviously done it as well while having fun. But of course, sometimes gotta spend to have fun right on the main, but that's not relevant to what we're talking about. I'm gonna show you that you don't necessarily have to spend a dime to succeed to get the highest ranks. Nothing will change. It's gonna become more gameplay oriented. It'll become more of a support meta. Some things like dagger users and healers, Corin, Marth, they're going to become really important, especially with Jafar showing up on a banner soon. You may want to consider actually having something like that. A healer with Pain is going to be huge. Savage Bull, Poison Strikes, High Goitas, Ardent Services, Katamatsu's coming up on Legendary Banner. These are super good ideas for preparing yourself. But I'm going to talk about it more specifically near the end of this video, so go check that out near the end. What's more important though is the rewards included in this, okay? So we have 3,000, most people said, okay, I was tier 19.5, it wasn't a big deal because you'd only lose about 500 feathers per week if you were to bounce between 20 and 19, right? So that was about 14,400 feathers over a year, approximately. Now with tier 21 being a thing, if you were to go, if you were bouncing now between tier 20 and tier 21, you would miss out on 24 orbs approximately per year, a little bit more actually. And again, it's going to be about the same, about 14,400 feathers. So that is it's something to consider. Losing out on orbs is a little bit different from losing out on feathers. Feathers can be farmed, feathers can generally be achieved through good rankings in Tempest Trials or Voting Gauntlets. There's ways to accumulate your feathers that there isn't with orbs. Once you've done all the content, orbs are a limited resource unless you open the wallet. Now, for free-to-play players, this is a pretty big deal. Missing out on orbs is a limitation. In fact, 48 orbs is what you would miss if you weren't even in bouncing between tier 21 and tier 20. If you were tier 19.5 after this update happens, you're missing out on about minimum 48 orbs per year, and that over the course of a year is about 2 to 4% of your orb income per year, and that's actually a decent thing. If you guys know about my summons on Fjorm, for instance, on the free-to-play account, we came down to almost the last orb. Even for Summer Xander, when he happened to be +7 long ago, it did come down to the last few orbs to get that Summer Xander. So every single orb does indeed count, and I feel like that is super important, okay? And those of you that do spend some money, this is not a significant thing. If you've already spent if you've already spent and gotten 1,000 orbs, 48 orbs per year isn't really a big loss to you. 24 orbs. You can continue to play the way you want, of course, but I'm just giving you the statistics here on this and what you can expect. Dropping from tier 19.5 though to tier 20 and missing out on about potentially 1,000 or so feathers per week does add up. That's about a merge or two. So I highly recommend people target as high as they can, and I will give you whatever advice I can give you over the course of new videos and this one as well. Of course, as we all know, just to give these guys a little bit of a boost, the Astro Trio will be getting their weapon refines. We kind of already know what this is from the Fed channel, just as a quick re-summary. Shreina's getting Dull Everything as the default skill, no more threat and attack, I believe. This will make it so the visible buffs on enemy units, whether they're rallies, tactics, anything like that, are nullified, so it's good for her. It gives her effectively extra damage or extra defenses against an enemy that might be buffed. If you refine her weapon, she gets speed defense bond. This is okay. I think it's better in lower tiers, and it's okay in the higher tiers. The extra defense is definitely valued, especially if you're going to make her fight something like Hector, Lecter, legendary Hectors, anything like that. The extra defense is definitely needed. The speed, not so much. I don't really get the value of that. The higher you go up, you see more armors. They're generally slow. So if anything, you might be avoiding a double from like an Amelia or something, assuming she's not running like Bold Fighter already. So anyways, Alphonse, he's going to be what I consider the all-star of the Astro Trio, okay? He has the most min-max stats. And if you look at the meta already at the top up there at tier 20 and tier 21, it's generally these units, okay? You have Zelgius, you have Grima, you have Harden, you have Effie, you have Hectors, right? All these like units. And the blue units are actually the least threatening out of these bunch, okay? So Zelgius, he's got Black Luna. He's going to destroy someone like Anna. And Shreina's got triangle advantage. But the thing with Alphonse is he's got the highest HP, highest defense, highest attack, and low res. But since he's got triangle advantage against Grima, which is the green unit, he gets reduced damage from Grima, and he's going to do really well against all these units because of his stats being quite min-max. I mean, you give him a QR seal and that's good enough. You just enemy phase most units. The way you're going to work with this, though, is don't want to refine like Alphonse's weapon with TA. That's not going to be really good. What you really want to do is perhaps refine like defense or res, which is going to be much better for him, especially if you feel like he's struggling against Grima, or if you want him to take less damage from somebody like Effie or Harden by giving him the defense refine. Nonetheless, with that brazen attack defense, which already comes on the refined weapon, he's going to be kicking some real butt. Finally, Anna, and this is going to be the wheelchair of the bunch, okay? Like, she is definitely gimped here. Shreina will do fine, but Anna has to fight against Zelgius, possibly even against Winter Tharja, which is a other significant unit here. Her weapon is terrible, okay? It's like teleporting stuff. That is not good. She needs combat advice. She has the lowest attack of the three. She has the lowest defense of the three. She'll get slaughtered by a Black Luna. So she needs the most support out of all of them. I mean, there's even the newest one, Summer Young Tiki. I think she'll do fine against Summer Young Tiki, to be totally honest. She has good res, and she's got good speed. So if you run into some wind sweep Summer Young Tikis, she probably won't get wind sweeped. Her res is pretty decent. So Summer Young Tiki won't be as big of a problem as somebody like Zelgius or Winter Tharja would be. And yeah, the way you're gonna make Anna succeed is to change out her weapon to something like Slaying Hammer. Okay, Slaying Hammer is what I've kind of envisioned would be the ideal. You run into armors the most, counter those armors by changing out her weapon to what it needs to be, which is a Slaying Hammer. Then you're gonna require a lot of supportive buffs. I'm talking rallies, tactics, drives, spurs, whatever you can throw at her, and you'll succeed to get those bonus unit kills. And those 60 points will definitely matter. I mean, comparatively speaking, if you choose not to use bonus unit kills, you're missing out on the difference between a unit full of ranged unit, like a team full of ranged units, something like Nino's, a full team of like Nino, Olivia, and like Tharja or something, and versus a team full of Winner Lisas. If the team with like Winner Lisa, Harden, and Grima choose to not use any bonus unit kills, but the person who had like Nino, Olivia, and Tharja got all their bonus kills, that person who got all the bonus kills will score as much as the person with all the armors did. So that's how significant it is, and you better prep for it, is the biggest advice I can give you. Okay, something that's added to Blessed Gardens, and I do appreciate this down here, is grounds maps. So grounds maps are essentially just squad assault maps, and I'm thankful for this. Any sort of situation in which we can use the bigger cast of our barracks is definitely appreciated. The barracks, they're pretty set on both accounts. I haven't had any troubles, whether it's in arena assaults or in arenas. Like, it don't really happen. Squad assault, I've also completed. Everything like that's completed. But what is interesting here is that you will need units to be blessed for those grounds map. So if you've already prepared arena assault units for the corresponding blessings, you probably won't have too much trouble with this. What I recommend you do, though, is check out my Arena Assault video for kind of getting an idea of who to bless, and I feel like that should prepare you enough for the grounds maps, because those units that I've blessed are coordinated to defeat their matchups of opposite colors or counter units in one way or another. A good example of this is like Sully with Sapphire Lance and Swordbreaker, which comes in our default kit. So if you see a red sword unit in a grounds map, you dump Sully onto the map and she will destroy that unit. And she comes at 4-star rarity and 3-star rarity, and she can do the job just well. That's just an example, right? Okay, and probably the hugest change, biggest quality of life change that we've all had for this is skill sets, okay? So skill sets are amazing. What skill sets are, and try to make this simplified as possible, is what we've been asking for a while. So all that seal management that we had to do before like an arena assault, or maybe even arenas, it's all gonna be kind of saved and taken care of in this mode. What it means is, okay, so if you wanna prep like a bunch of skill sets for a bunch of units, if you look down here, this is your team of units. 20 allies, you can change them at once. That's pretty good portion as well. So if you want to do arena assault, let's say for Water Week, then you make a Water Week skill set. All the seals will be ready, all their skills will be ready, and you're good to go. I'm so very thankful for this. Arena assault preparations and such always took at least like 20-30 minutes, swapping skills, seals, all this stuff, and I always missed out on something. I've had situations where Sully's supposed to have a Sapphire Lance, she ended up having a Rider's Bane, or even sometimes didn't even have weapons equipped to my units because I was doing HM farming. It's always something you kind of forget. Of course, seals, I mean, yeah, thank you so much for this change. It's going to be huge. Additionally, what they did add with this change was that they're increasing the amount of teams you can have from, I believe it's 10 to 15. There it is. More teams and brigades. So the actual teams that we have has been changed from 10 to 15. This is also a welcome change. To me personally, it's like I have so many different sets for HM farming. So it's like I have my Arvis set, I have my Navarre set, I have my Michaelis set, I have my Berkut set, and sometimes I just have to like switch it out and then I kind of forget what I was running there. The skill sets will also help with this. So if I want to have a skill set for that particular farming day, it's going to be as simple as just that, clicking that, and ready to go back into my HM farming without having to remember it or even watch my own video. Yeah, so that's also cool. The brigades changed though from 5 to 8. Well, that's, I guess that's okay. I never really needed more than 5 brigades. You pretty much only need a brigade that's suited for a particular movement type. So infantries, flyers, armors, and cavalry. So I had like 4 brigades, and then my 5th brigade tended to be like a brigade that I just did for manual farming, not manual farming, but like manual completions of Grand Conquest or something. So I never really needed more than 5 brigades. What's unfortunate is this didn't come with a friend limit increase. If it came with a friend limit increase, then it means it probably could have done some more fun with like viewer domains, viewer brigades and such. But unfortunately that hasn't come in. Maybe it'll come in the future. Another really cool, interesting thing here is updates to favorites. So I didn't really utilize the new favorites feature very much. I just like sorting by blessings or sorting by HM or sorting by type, like reds, blues, and greens and colors or something. I never really took full advantage of this. I know some people have. So for instance, like HP boons or attack boons or something could be sorted by a particular heart color, but I think this might make it a little bit more streamlined. If I wanted to maybe find, like maybe if I sorted all the favorites by a particular blessing or something, or maybe the strongest units of a blessing, kind of like more specific sorting options. I'm okay with this. There's nothing necessarily wrong with this change. I'm happy for it being there. Okay, so the minor changes. Consecutive victory checkbox is back in Arena, making it easier for you to identify what's changed. Okay. I mean, if you can't read. It literally said like 0 out of 5 or 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5. Here's the best change. Added a speed option, tap battle settings. You can now play 3 times speed. So basically when I play tap battle, I'm just gonna be clicking really fast. That's pretty awesome. Okay, anyways, next thing up is you can now receive experience, SP, and hero merit in rival domains and grand conquests. Also, ally support and summoner support will now increase as well. What I want to actually first start with here is that I think people assume that ally support and summoner support is going to be easier to farm in not just rival domains or grand conquest. I think what this means is you can actually increase your ally support or summoner support in rival domains and grand conquest, which wasn't possible before. That you couldn't like increase or level it up in grand conquest or rival domains, and now you can. That's what it's saying. It's still going to take 80 maps to get a summoner support for a unit, and generally about 60 for ally support if you meet the requirements. So it's still going to take a really long time to farm them, but generally at least you have the option to do it in rival domains and grand conquest. Especially rival domains, it should be fairly easy if you run into level 35 map. I think an invested unit should have no problem clearing it. It's just going to take a really long time. Personally, some good advice I'll give most people is if you want to farm ally support and summoner support, a good day to do that is definitely going to be Robin's Day. The Grand Hero Battle for Robin, level 35. It's fairly easy for most units to solo that with proper support as well. Okay. When you select a summoning stone during a summoning event, the weapon types of heroes can be summoned using that stone will be displayed as icons. Okay, I mean, for new players, can't complain, right? Maybe you don't know that you can get a green bow from a green orb. Or maybe the legendary hero that's blue coming up is going to be a blue orb. Maybe if you didn't know the colors, it's okay. I can appreciate a new change like that. Now for HM farming, I just wanted to notice for rival domains and grand conquest, you can actually farm possibly 8 units from rival domains instead of through like a grand hero battle. Maybe on days like Robin or Legion, it might be just better to farm in rival domains if the units are strong enough, because 8 units get 5, it's actually 40 HM. It's not going to be as fast, but at least it's an alternative option, especially if a few units can carry it. And finally, the most amazing change, obviously, is our orb count can go above 999. Yeah, this is okay. I think I did check it a little bit too much whenever I've exceeded the 999 orb count. My biggest curious question of this is whether we can buy orbs above 999 now. So you might have people at like 9,999 orbs. That'll be pretty cool, I guess. Overall, though, I'm very happy with these changes, especially someone who likes to really strive to play competitively and farm heroes and get the highest ranks possible, all the rewards that I can on both accounts, whether you're a free-to-play player or a non-free-to-play player, it doesn't matter. I'm definitely going to be aiming for tier 21 on both accounts. And skill sets will help with this as well, so I know on different weeks I can just click a button and we're ready to go right away without spending too much time. Some final advice for those of you that might be preparing what you should do with the Asker Trio before next month's update comes. As you can already see on the home screen, we have Ashina with a really different looking weapon. We have Elector with a really different weapon. We have Bravike over there with a really different weapon. What does that mean? Yeah, so here's an example of, since Alphonse should be the first bonus unit to come up with these changes to happen, I don't have enough stones to refine the weapons, but here's an example of what I've done already. So Sheena, she's plus 10. I've done feathers to level her up there. She's running drive speed, drive attack. I don't feel like drive speed is actually that useful. I'd probably change it out to drive defense. A slot, mirror strike, doesn't really matter what the A slot is. B skill, it's Wings of Mercy right now. Worry Fighter is also a good alternative, but I'm going to change that out to Chill Defense from Walmart tomorrow, Walmart's Grand Hero Battle, to help them out. Gale Force for max out. This is all max points once it's refined on Hagoida, but we're giving a unit, a supportive unit, 2 defense, 2 res, 3 attack, and 3 speed, just off of Sheena, assuming we don't even rally as well. Then we have Bike over here with Ardent Service. You know, some of you might be thinking, why switch out Arvan? Well, the point is to get as much bonus unit kills out of the bonus unit, so Alphonse in this case. You can switch out his Arvan for Ardent Service, or another Hagoida if you have one, or even Lilith Floaty if you have a Summer Xander lying around. You give him Distant Counter and Bjork's Blessing. These aren't like budget builds by any means, don't get me started. I have good ideas as well on the free-to-play account, but this is just an example of how I can go full support on bonus unit to maximize their chances of getting every kill on the enemy team. Of course, this also scores maximally. We have Drive Defense and Defense Tactics since our team is indeed mixed team. Finally, we have Lecter. They're all Fire Blessed. Fire Blessing is going to be useful to give an extra 3 HP and attack to Alphonse in this case. So he gets 10 extra HP, 3 from Fire Blessing. Yeah, he's pretty strong already. He's good to go. He's going to get some extra HP from the Refinement. Hagoida as well. This is max scoring on Lecter as well. Distant Counter and Osteopulse both being 300 SP skills. Rally Defense, Worry Fighter, Drive Defense. You know, like this is... Let's get in there. And finally, the king of the Asuka trios definitely has the best stats here. He's going to be having so much HP, especially if you choose to Summoner support him. Plus 5 HP, plus 3 from Fire Blessing, plus 10 from the bonus week, the Asuka Arena bonus week. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to change out his Growing Wind for Gale Force or Aether, and he's pretty much ready to go. He doesn't even need an A skill that gives him extra stats because he's going to be super strong once that Folk of Anger Refinement comes out. Now, some other ideas as well, and these are the more difficult ones. Anna switched out for Slaying Hammer. She can run a Ploy. One of the biggest things I do recommend, though, is that you run Renewal on all these units. I don't actually have SP on Shrena yet, but Renewal is going to be crucial to this strategy, because if your unit needs to take on multiple engagements, some form of healing is required. Renewal is 240 SP. You can choose to run something like Guard, but it won't be effective more than one matchup. Maybe you'll try to like kill a unit, then you'll jump out of Guard range, and you're good to go. But either way, Anna's going to struggle the most because her stat spread's kind of awkward. Shrena should do just fine once we built her up. You can run like Close Defense to help her out. It really helps with her bond as well. But the point is, yeah, I think Fjorm does succeed the best as a bonus unit, especially if you can start adding merges to her, because with a plus 10 Fjorm as a long-term goal, you end up with plus 8 to all stats, plus 14 HP, so she's going to be really, really powerful just based on the extra stats you can get. But if you're actually looking at all these buffs that I end up giving to my units, it's plus 4 from the 2 Hagodas, plus 4 defense, plus 4 res, Drive Defense on both Hector and Ike, so that's like an additional 6 defense. We're going to ally support these units as well, maybe even summoner support, and that's how you can effectively clear. Now, what's not going to be too easy for those of you that may say, well, what am I supposed to do, Teach? I can't really get like a fully merged Lecter or Bike or Sheena. They're not ready to go. Well, if you have this beautiful guy down here, Marth, his Falchion will really help. Add some merges to him. You can give some really good effective stats to him. If you don't want to maximize points, you can use Ardent Sacrifice, and he has some healing. He can become an effective healer if you don't have Renewal. Some other options as well. You can use Male Corn. If you've watched any of my videos with Niles and Corrin, you'll see that Niles becomes an amazing unit. Adding 6 to all stats to a unit, especially the Asuka trio, is really easy. You don't even have to farm the ally support. As soon as you give C support to a unit, you can give plus 4 to all stats, plus 2 to res. So that becomes really good as well. And of course, just give them some drives and you come even more like stronger than that. Another good unit like Brave Lucina, Garrick Skogul, Afram, Erica, these are all good. I mean, if you have a high merge dancer, you can use that as well. But again, you're not going to really maximize your scoring potential that you can do here. And that's what counts, right? So that's why I've theory craft this team. And yes, I will have 4 green units on a week sometimes, but that's okay. It's going to be a quite exciting challenge for me. Anyways, please let me know what you guys think of the arena changes coming forward. I'm definitely most excited. I feel like this is quite a challenge that I needed in arena because it was feeling a little bit dull on both accounts, really. I mean, even the free-to-play account became a little bit too easy, but this will make it exciting that I have to use one specific playstyle and these specific units to succeed. So feel free to let me know in the comments what you plan to do with the new changes coming up. Are you just going to accept tier 19.5 purgatory? Are you going to just accept tier 20.5 and, you know, not really push for the top? And yeah, if you were already something like tier 19.5, you might be moving up to tier 20.5 because people will move up, so there should be more room for you to move into the higher spots. Try to prepare your units. Let me know what ideas you have below, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video, okay? Peace.